Welcome to Capacity Middle East. My name is Nadine Hawkins and I am the editor at Capacity. Today I am joined by Sudhir Juggernath, CEO of TelCables South Africa, East Africa, Middle East and Asia. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Nadine, and thank you, Capacity, for having us here. We appreciate that, so thank you.
And what role does the Middle East play in Angola Cables' global expansion strategy?
So, everyone knows the Middle East is a growth region. Everything's happening in the Middle East. So it's a very critical role for us as Angola Cables from a growth perspective and from a connectivity perspective.
Yeah.
So we do see a lot of value in what we have that will help the Middle Eastern carriers and Middle Eastern countries.
And how do Angola Cables subsea routes enhance redundancy and latency for the Middle East?
That's an interesting question. So today we pride ourselves as an alternate routes, which means that any breakage or disruption to the Middle East internet or submarine cables going up north, we like them to route the traffic down south, which means down South Africa, and then South Africa across the Atlantic, which is SACS. It's a submarine cable that we own. And then we have a cable between Fortaleza and Miami, which is MONET. And that's the shortest path between Africa and the US. So as an alternate path to provide connectivity to the Middle East where there's no connectivity going up north.
Yeah. And how do partnerships with Middle Eastern carriers benefit the GCC region?
It's a very difficult question, but traditional carriers don't believe in partnerships. And, one thing that I've read in recent times, Sheikh, the CEO, it's a novel or book written about the Sheikh. He speaks about a word called competition.
Yeah.
And how sometimes competition works better to achieve a goal. So we believe that as a telco industry, partnerships will help us achieve our objective by connecting the unconnected. So what that means is that, today, carriers and telcos need to collaborate to work together to get the best outcome in terms of delivering or connecting the unconnected, where traditionally carriers are not used to working like that.
Yeah, right.
So we need to change the mindset slightly and follow, if I have something that's built, don't rebuild, use, then rebuild. So it does help the industry connect the unconnected. So we see that in Africa today because we use that methodology in Africa, where, as competition, we work together to deliver an outcome.
Yeah.
So I do believe partnerships is very key.
We're hearing a lot about collaboration at the event.
You're gonna hear that all the time. And I think Etisalat's chief wholesale officer, Nabil, he speaks about the same. Partnership is partnership.
Right.
So
how does your presence support regional goals such as Saudi Vision 2030, the UAE digital transformation and Oman's ICT strategy?
So one thing we see in common is that the entire GCC is wanting to become a digitally enabled hub. And with digitally enabled hub comes investments in terms of data centers and cables, which is happening out, by the way. So that's the one thing. And that works fine when it works. But what about resilience and redundancy? So we see our role as a redundant or resilient option for the connected data centers to use an alternate path to fetch the same content from the US or from Europe. So because we have investments in WACS, which is the west coast of Africa, we have investments in SACS, which is our cable, and MONET, together with partnerships on Equiano and 2Africa, we provide an alternate path for all of those infrastructure that enables the digital transformation for GCC. So that's the key word for us is alternate routes and resilience. Yeah.
And how do you see Africa, Middle East data exchange evolving in the next 5 years if you had a crystal ball?
So it's an interesting question again, because there's a lot of synergies. And today, if you monitor, you'll see that a lot of the GCC and Middle East is investing in Africa as well. So in the next couple of years, I would like to see the interconnection between Middle East and Africa in terms of content, in terms of using Africa as a DR offsite, not far away environment. More importantly is, today Angola Cables is the most interconnected operator on the African continent. and that means that we have low latency, good content. So GCC can leverage that content and connectivity methods to enhance the offerings to the region. So next 5 years, I mean, we see this today. 5G is growing. Bandwidth consumption is increasing.
Yeah.
Customers are asking for content. So by connecting the two continents, I believe there's a lot of synergies to be shared.
I agree. Sudhir, thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy day to sit down with us. We really appreciate it.
No, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for watching Capacity TV.
Thank you so much.